Hello fans, we're back again with another wonderful time with Crowsdale podcast. We've got an excellent artist with us today. Pam happens to be my next door neighbor, and is a fairly recent member of Crowsdale Village, and she's gotten really active. So I'm going to ask a question in her history, and she can start there.
Okay.
Tell me about the Peace Corps.
Yes, it's true that I was a Peace Corps volunteer in the 1970s.
Ooh.
And I was a Peace Corps volunteer in Samoa in the South Pacific. And one of the neatest things that happened to me there, in addition to falling in love with this amazing country and becoming a diver, which I really loved, I also met my husband there, and that's Dave Austin, who is also a new resident with me. And we've been married this year. We've been married for 50 years.
Ooh, 50 years. Welcome to Crowsdale Village.
Thank you. Thank you.
Now, you're really involved in the art scene in Crowsdale. Can you tell me what all you have done and want to do?
Okay. I am the new lead of a new team called the Crowsdale Art Exhibits team. And we started a project here. It's not really entirely new. It was started by previous life enrichment staff. But what we have done is kind of take it up a notch. So what we've been doing is our aim is to build and to lift up the creative lives of residents and staff here at Crowsdale. We have two sites that we program for. One is the collections case, and our own Craig Lloyd has a brand new exhibit in the collections case. Be sure you see it. He calls them his farm flowers? No, his farm folk. And they're fabulous. They're incredibly creative, and they're really exciting to me. And it's nice to have staff participate in the program. But what we also do is that we talk with artists or potential artists or people who don't think of themselves as artists, but who would like to be a part of a more creative and robust, creative and artful life here at Crowsdale. And so we encourage them by offering exhibit opportunities. We met yesterday and identified the exhibits in both the Colonnade Gallery and the Exhibits Case Gallery across from the library. And that will be our exhibits all through 2027. So we're so excited. We had over 40 proposals, and we have now a stable of about 75 working artists here in our building, so in our campus. So we're really excited about the success of this project. We've been going now for about 15 months, and it's just getting bigger and better all the time. So we're really happy about that.
I'm so amazed by what ends up in this cabinet across from the library. You go anywhere from cups and saucers all the way up to machine stuff almost with.
Look.
Well, yeah. Well, that too. But anyway.
Right.
It's such
Right.
a variety.
It's true.
You sit there and you look at it and say, oh, that's great. It's great.
And I have people who come up to me and say, I went to Catholic school and I learned to make lace. Would you be interested in seeing some of my lace making? And they go and open a hope chest, and I see that they've been making lace since they were 8 years old, and it's like an incredible treasure trove. And I feel so honored to get to be a part of it. And I get to work with Barbara Hastings, which is Jim's partner, and that is wonderful because she helps facilitate the collections case and the about monthly exhibits that go in there, and that's just been terrific.
I'll pass it on.
Well, it's true.
So how often? Now I'm going down to the art gallery,
Okay.
which is down past the
Right,
dining room.
right.
How many times are you going to rotate something through down there?
Okay. We've been rotating exhibits, allowing them to stay up for 5 weeks, and then we have a week break, and then we take a new exhibit. And the reason we do it that way is because hanging and striking exhibits are really hard work. And it's especially hard work when the 9 or 10 of us who do this work, when people have, they're having to go and make visits to the artists to help them select the material. They often help haul the work. They hang the work. They have to get the space ready for that. They make all the signage. So I can't really ask them to do that on a monthly basis because it's just too much work. So we give ourselves a week between the exhibits to be able to do that work every month, and then they can breathe a little easier. And
They can rest.
right, and they don't complain as often as they might if I work them too hard. So anyway, that's fun.
Well, I know we've seen some of your stuff down there. Has Dave put some of his stuff down there?
You know that. My husband Dave is, one of the things he's done is that he's been, he's worked for justice, for economic and political justice for a very long time. He works with farm workers now to help farm workers get safe and safe and healthy workplaces. And so what he's done all these years is collect T-shirts from the organizations that he works for. So he makes quilts with his T-shirts when they just about wear out. And we had an exhibit of quilts last year, and he put his T-shirt
T-shirts.
quilts up. If you missed them, stay tuned. We'll probably get another one pretty soon.
Good. You get to see. This is Dave. Okay. Now, you have relatives in the area.
Right. I'm a mom of a wonderful, smart daughter who's an environmental scientist who works for the Nature Conservancy. She runs a really big grant that has been funded by the EPA all up and down the East Coast. It's based in Durham, North Carolina, but she goes up from Maryland to Florida, and she is working on peatlands restoration. And before she was at TNC, she worked at the Wildlife Conservation Society, working on peat stores in 28 countries. So she was a perfect selection to run this the Nature Conservancy project on the East Coast, and we're so proud of her. She comes to dinner often, so if you ever get a chance to meet her, you'll like her too. And we have here at Crowsdale someone who was the director, the CEO of the Nature Conservancy before the current Nature Conservancy, and it was fun to make that connection for our daughter Kim in Austin, who does that work. And then I have 2 grandchildren, and if you ever see 2 6 and 8-year-olds running as fast as they can down our corridors, please forgive me. It is just the nature of 8 and 6-year-olds. They love it here, and they think they own the place. They love the dining facility, and they rate every meal. They swim and think they own the pool and the hot tub, and they manage themselves all around. They play pickleball, and they love it. They play with the other residents here. It's hilarious. And they think they just own the place. I tell them that I'm holding a place for them here. One day they'll come. Anyway, they're so cute.
Oh, that's great. So, the grandmother in charge, huh?
Yeah, that's right. What can I say?
Okay. Anything else you need to tell all of our valuable listeners?
Well, you know, I did something really brave and really interesting. I thought I would tell y'all about it because it's related to life at Crowsdale. As a Peace Corps volunteer, Dave and I lived in Samoa in the South Pacific, where families all lived together. and they live in these long houses, and they live multi-generationally. And we had approximately 40 people who lived in our multi-generational family. So we learned how to live. We learned the value of living together, sharing resources, sharing work, sharing vision, dreams, and hopes. So when we came back to the US, we lived like everybody else in single family houses, but we always knew that something was missing, and we thought it would be so interesting if we could pull together a group of people who would choose to live together in the same way that they did in Samoa. So we pulled together a group of friends. There were 40 of us, and we bought land in downtown Durham and built a 5-story apartment building. We could do that because we sold our family homes, we combined our money, and we built a co-housing community. And it took us about 20 years to do it, from the idea to the time and then we lived in it for the last 12 years, and we just moved here from there. And I think that part of the reason that we like it so much at Crowsdale, and we value it so much, is because we understand how you work through difficulties, how you run a collective living arrangement, how you solve problems and avert conflicts. We learned a lot about compromising. Now, we learned it mostly from the Samoans, but then we brought our lessons to Durham, and we have been doing that for the last 20 years. And I think that it is such a good way to live, and I'm so proud that we made that effort, and we did it. It was like democracy with a small d, learning how to live together. And we didn't agree on hardly anything. I mean, we had to work it out. It took a lot of time and effort, but it just reminds me that we might have differences here, and we need to find ways to live together, and we all need to pick up a little of the workload, because it takes a lot of effort to live and run a community. And so I'm so glad I was in the Peace Corps, otherwise I might not have understood it. Anyway,
and look what all you learned.
I made that full circle around from your first question.
Yes, you did. Way to go.
I know.
See, great. That's great. You've got a lot to offer Crowsdale Village.
Thank you.
We're glad that you're here.
Thank you, Jim.
And Dave, too.
And Dave, too.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank y'all.
That's good enough.
Goodbye.